Okay, here we go. Hola mi gente, greetings, ¿cómo estamos? How are we? It's your girl, Che Alexander, la negratienesazon of SprinkledSazon Apothecary Botanica community. How are you? Happy Easter Monday, y'all. Happy Monday, April 21st. Happy Taurus season. Big bulls, never the little one, okay? And clock that. I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm here in my spring attire, in my earth-bound color, ready to celebrate my fellow Taurians and really just get into the spirit of spring. 2025 has been spicy like it promised to be, and I'm just trying to chill out, just trying to cool out. So I hope that you are resting, feeling resurrected in the spirit, the true spirit of who you are, the true spirit of yourself. Whether you celebrate these holidays or whether you just celebrate yourself and celebrate life, no matter where you are in the world, no matter what time you're listening to this, no matter what community or environment that you're in, I pray for your wellness, I pray for your peace, your power, and your protection always. So I'm here with the Astro forecast for you, the Astro T for this week, April 20th to April 26th. And the good news, the great news, the amazing news is that there's no Astro T, baby. We're free. We're free and liberated. It is the first time in a long time, and the first time that it will be for another long time, that there are no planets in retrograde. Everything is moving how it should. Planets are in alignment. They're orbiting at their normal speed. They're going in the proper direction, right? Moving forward, as we all should, as time is. And there should be very few or much less hitches in the giddy up. So what does that mean? Life is always gonna life, baby. We're on this realm, this 3D timeline, and it is hell, okay? And you have your own karma, ancestral, generational, some shit that you know you shouldn't have did in this lifetime or the last. And you got to pay, okay? The piper is always coming to collect. However, we cannot blame it on the planets this time. Everything is back to being your fault, okay? Everything is out of your hands, but it's not on the planets or the stars at this point in time. So the next time that we have to prepare for a retrograde is on May 4th. So we don't have a lot of time, okay? Maybe we're here for a short time, not a long time. A good time and not a long time. May 4th, looking at my calendar, is what, the Monday after next? Right? So we have a little under 2 weeks before Pluto goes back retrograde, before it fully stations direct and feels centered and settled at home and at peace in Aquarius. So the good news is this. With no planets being retrograde at this time, you can use this time to enjoy some clarity. If things have been hazy and foggy, especially in the love department, well, Venus retrograde should have ended that, should have deaded that confusion, right? If you were fumbling, like me, fumbling and stumbling on your words during the Mercury retrograde, or hearing from exes, or hearing about information from the past that was making you recoil and regress in some way, that should be done now. Those conversations should have been had. The information was vetted. You did with it what you needed to, or you're going to make a plan or a strategy to move on it, but it shouldn't be worrying you or sitting on you as much, right? So there should be a lot of clarity and peace and stillness at the very least, right? There's still always going to be things to do, but the anxiety, the urgency should be a little bit low now, right? And so as people and situations come to you within the next few weeks, there should be less worry or confusion about how to move with them, how to move with these people, move around them in these environments. This is an important time, a very, very important time to be honest about how it is that you want to feel, how it is that you want to be treated, or how it is that you want to be compensated in certain places, spaces, and environments, right? So the thing about this clarity means that you know exactly who you are, who you're dealing with, what can and cannot go on. But then you have to also stand on that, which is where most of us falter, right? We don't have the discipline. We lack the self-esteem, the confidence to feel like I can say that and stand on it. I'm a flawed human. I have my own past. Me and this person have a history. Who am I to hold them so accountable? Then I can't make any mistakes either, because they're going to watch me with this same watchful eye. So there's going to have to be some confrontation of the self about how do I boss up, step into my Queen of Wands, King of Wands, Queen of Swords, King of Swords, Empress, Emperor energy, in order to really execute what you need. And when that Pluto retrograde happens around May 4th, that will be the time where we'll need to review the exact ways, the systems, the protocol for how we're going to stand on this business. But if you're leaving your job right now because you know that you won't be fairly compensated, you're going to have that conversation now. And then when Pluto spins the block, you'll need to review the actual way. Okay, so how is the severance going to be paid out? How many more conversations do I need to have with you all before this is finalized, right? It'll be those kinds of things. If your parents were paying your way or supporting you in some way, and you realize they're too negative, or I have to conform too much to their desires in order to still get this aid, they're going to have to cut me off, or I'm going to have to walk away. That clarity comes now. But then how do I find my way? How do I supplement the loss that I'm going to take from them taking their resources away? That's when Pluto comes back and spins the block, and then you'll have to figure it out, right? So the good news, once again, is that haze is lifted. The bad news is that there's just kind of this loom of the retrograde is going to happen again. Then there'll be another Mercury retrograde. Then Saturn will go retrograde. And we'll have to review some other areas of our life. But for now, enjoy the peace, the quiet, the stillness, the lack of urgency, and get into your own skin, right? So once again, this is Taurus season, the closest sign to the earth, the most grounded. Wear green, collect some green. Go touch grass. Go smoke some grass. Convene with friends who feel like home or who make you feel like home. Clean your home. Make your home feel like home. These are all themes that Taurus season ushers in after the chaos of the astrology opening the year. But then always after Aries season, right? Because Aries season is going to usher in motivation and ambition and a need to do and take action. But this particular Aries season, with so many planets entering into the sign, was very intense, very hot, passionate, confrontational in many ways. So this Taurus season really feels lush. It feels supplemental to your energy. So you should take advantage of that in the ways that make sense for you. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do a quick card pull just to see what's the energy of this week, of the week of 420 to 426. I'm using the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light Oracle decks that I used in the IG Live last night. Also, the Chris and Muse Tarot. I did not use this last night, but I like these cards. They're beautiful. They feel like spring and Taurus energy, so we're going to use those. And I'm calling in the energy of the spirits and the holy angels. Please. Gracias a la misericordia. We ask that only spirits of light enter into this space, and that you share with us at this time for the social media collective, IG, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook family. What is the message that needs to be shared at this time for this week ahead? What can we look forward to? I'll take 3. That's good. We have the Devil. We have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse and the 9 of Wands. Okay. So once more, there may be some confrontation of the self and the shadow, the ego, with this Devil card here. It also could actually exemplify an actual person, a Capricornian type of energy. 5 of Pentacles is here with the 9 of Wands. And so this feels like if this is an actual person, an actual Capricorns, or someone who represents that kind of egotistical, narcissistic energy, this could be somebody who is coming into your orbit, coming into your energy, coming into your spaces or environments this week with a sad story is what I'm hearing or seeing. 5 of Pentacles with the 9 of Wands. Something sad, something regretful, something they want you to fix. And if this is not an actual person, yeah, look at that, the star. And if it's not an actual person, then this is a conversation with yourself that you're going to have. Something happens, someone comes to you, there's a question asked, you see a prompt online, you get into your head or get into your feelings, and you're having this debate with yourself, this reconciliation with yourself about where you feel like you need forgiveness, where you need to reconcile some wrongs. The star is here saying that the ancestral energy is also very strong here, guiding this conversation, guiding this person back to you, or guiding this conversation in your mind. 2 of Wands in reverse says once again, like I mentioned earlier, the plan doesn't need to happen. It doesn't need to be executed. But look, even in this picture here, there's a telescope and somebody looking out yonder, seeking more, right? So this is an investigative energy. This is saying this is showing up in reverse right after the star, right? So the ancestors, your spirit guides that you work with, the archangels, whomever you call on for spiritual guidance and consultation, right? They are putting this on your heart and on your mind once again while these planets are not in retrograde, so that you can come to some clarity about this conversation, this person, this situation, and then figure out how to move accordingly. So these feelings take an investigative, curious approach. You don't need to make decisions. You don't need to take actions. You just need to sit with what it is that you are experiencing within, right? And allow it to take up space so that it's not being ignored. Clarify. Anything else? Baby, I just read the cards. I swear to God I do. Mirror, who or what is triggering you? This devil energy is definitely asking you, who do I let abuse me, treat me like a slave? Who am I codependent on, attached to? What are my addictions, the habits, the environments, all the things? And again, if this is a person who triggers these feelings inside of you, well, then you're going to have a very real conversation with that person. I hope that was helpful for someone. I love you all. I hope to see you in my spaces soon. Thank you to everyone who was in the IG live last night. Thank you for everyone who shared their condolences with me as I did bury my father figure last week. And folks have been asking about the GoFundMe so they can support, and there's some other things that need to happen now that he is laid to rest. So I'm going to share that information for those who asked and those who may feel like they want to contribute in any way. Of course, no pressure, but folks have asked, you know, how can they show their love from afar? And so I'm going to put that together for you all. Last night in the live, I pulled some of these empowering questions cards. I've shared them in my stories. And so I'll share those questions below as well and use them to prompt your week. Really check in with yourself. Again, Taurus season is asking us to be investigative and curious about the things that we love, the things that bring us pleasure, the things that bring us stability. So these questions may help to guide some of that understanding for yourself. Regarding my offerings, April is closing, so my April offerings will be coming to an end at the end of this week on Friday, May 2nd. So the road opening candles I will be shipping along with a protective stone from my collection. I'll be shipping those on Friday, and that will be the last of the orders that I'll be accepting. So if that's something that you're interested in, petitioning your own road opening candle and having it shipped from me to you, then this is your week to do that. Also, mediumship consultations at the current price will end on Friday. And when that offering returns, it will be set at a different price. This was the April promotion, right? So if you're interested in connecting with your departed, you'll book a mediumship consultation service and we'll meet and greet and get it going, right? The gathering has been postponed for a further date, a later date, until I have an appropriate venue. I want it to be what I want it to be. So just rock with me. Thank you for your interest. With regarding May, my books will be closed beginning May 5th all the way until May 21st. For the remainder of Taurus season, Big Mama needs a break. I'm going to do the things I need to do that do not involve talking to you. I love you, but I can't do it. So starting Gemini season, my books will be open again. Mercury, you know, Gemini's like to chat, so that's the perfect season to get back to work, I think. But I will still be doing altar services. And so the current altar services that I will be offering starting today, this Monday, and then running throughout the month of May are road opening services, candles that I burn here. You send your petitions in. I light the candles and give you updates, as well as abundance and sweetening work and money drawing work. So those are all the candle and altar services that I'm offering at this current time until Gemini season. And if I owe you any orders, they'll be going out this Friday with the rest of the shipments. And I'm having a special Divine 39 birthday celebration, a birthday brunch. And I want to invite some of you, some of my loyal and faithful clients and followers. And so some of you may be getting an invitation from a very dear friend of mine. So be on the lookout for that. Check your inboxes, your private folders, check for DMs from me, because some of you have been here and really have upheld me and lifted me and kept me in my faith and kept me in my work. And I want to say thank you and break bread with you and spend time with you and meet and greet. So for those of you who are invited, I hope that you can make it. And for the rest of the folks, I hope to see you soon. Happy tourist season. Love on yourself. I love you.